Hi there, Virgo. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au. Welcome to the newcomers. Feel free to send me a question if you're new and you want to know anything further. I normally do a fairly quick synopsis once a month. I don't want to labour the point. I zip through this. In some ways you could call it the Oracle Express. This month is a very important one for everyone, but for you it has strong spiritual significations. If you have a look here in your 12th house, here's your sign of Virgo, the Sun, karmic point, what we call the North Node, and your ruler, Mercury, all retrograde here in this 12th house of spirituality. Now, the important date I've been looking at is really the 11th, when we have a particularly powerful new moon eclipse there. It's a solar eclipse in your 12th house, and it is being challenged by Jupiter in your 3rd house. Now you have to be careful here. The challenge, I think, is to want to project your experiences outward, when in fact this 12th house has more to do with regulating the outward flow of your energies and pulling them inward, understanding what's going on within yourself. The 12th house is in some ways a karmic house of the zodiac, in that it's the hidden parts of your past that you may not have been able to deal with adequately. So, bang, as soon as this eclipse hits, it may bring with it an outpouring of, well, it can be mixed emotions there. You may recollect some of the difficult components of your past. And don't forget that whatever it was in your past, it sort of made you who you are. It shaped your personality. I say that it may suddenly hit you because of this aspect here. You can see here the retrogression of Mercury, that's your ruler, apparently moving backwards into this right angle of Uranus in your 9th house, another spiritual house. So that's significant. Uranus is of course the planet signifying things that happen without warning, unexpected change. And this is an unexpected transition. If you use these energies well, you can actually take all of, as I call it, the spiritual fertilizer of your life, which is BS. So you take that BS and you do what any intelligent gardener will do, and that is to mulch it into the most worthwhile fertilizer to grow your bed of roses, fragrant, beautiful roses that can use that stuff, all that so-called negative stuff, in a positive way. So that's pretty powerful. Jupiter in the 3rd house is maybe a bit of overthinking. That's why I say, you see here these challenges, these 3 squares here, can indicate that you're trying to overthink the situation. Sometimes you've just got to let go and allow your intuitive internal processes to give you the non-verbal or non-mental answer that you're looking for. Venus is in your 2nd house this month, in a nice aspect here, at least at the outset of the month. You see here it is in a triangular aspect to Mars in your 6th house. That's also retrograde. Pluto, Saturn also retrograde in your 5th house. Mars actually makes a move back into that 5th house just there on the 13th. Mars is not friendly. I've mentioned that in the past. Its retrogression is not good for you. This can cause some problems, at least a cautionary signal regarding romance, love and friendship as well, because it aspects your zone of friendship. But it was here not a bad omen for hard work that can yield good results financially, better income, especially there around the 15th when the moon makes contact. Jupiter there receiving the conjunction of moon in the 3rd house is excellent for negotiating some sort of contracts. And we see here, because the moon rules your 11th house of fulfillment and gains, that this is also not a bad aspect around the 18th. The other aspect I want to look at has to cross a few of these difficult ones here in this 5th house. If we talked about some problems with Mars entering here, the moon is going to be the trigger for this around the 21st. So children, creativity, and also romance, love affairs, that sort of thing, are shown to be reasonably well aspected by Uranus and the Sun here. So these are a couple of days, notwithstanding the fact that these are hard aspects and can challenge you a little bit in your emotional life. We see here the important one I'm looking for is this full moon, which takes place just around here on the 24th, 25th, 26th, the full moon here on the 26th, there in the sign of Pisces, in your 7th house of relations and marriage. This is significant because it brings to the fore your ideals, as shown by Neptune here, the planet that relates to idealism and again spirituality. So you may be dragging some of that energy from the beginning of the month, from this 12th house area of inward contemplation, and applying that to some of your relationships to improve matters in that sense. 8th house, 9th house here, we see the moon finishing its transit here in the 9th house again. So there's a very deep spiritual theme for you throughout the month of August. Find out more at astrology.com.au. I always throw out that invite at the end. Subscribe if you want. Come and join me again next month. And by all means, send me a note if you want some clarification on anything. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.